What's up? This has been a pretty rough couple of days for pretty much everyone involved in gaming. On our play for this week, Xbox hit Control Alt Delete on its studios and employees.
Hmm.
Why is everyone shocked about PlayStation killing this? Does no one remember the PlayStation 9 commercial 18 years ago? They told us you just flip the 9 over to a 6, boom, right there. No, but seriously, this is bad. It's really bad. And then Nintendo plans to stop producing Switches. But it's not so bad because they have a reason. All this and more in this episode of Press Start Gamers Digest. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, EJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices. I am joined by
Sean MF Ross.
What does the M and F stand for?
Stability.
Oh, the F's is silent. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's loud enough that you can't hear it. Who else is here? You're muted. Mr. Mute Man himself.
I was drinking. It was making some noises. So,
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Forgot your name.
Mr. Chillin today. Mr. Chillin.
Okay. All right. That works.
I'm going to sleep right after this.
I know. Lucky you. Well, that's who we are. This is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video game news podcast that breaks down the latest gaming news from our point of view as gamers. We are live on YouTube every week when we can make it because life is hard. It's hard.
But laying off companies and laying off people is easy, apparently.
Oof. And getting here, joining us is easy too.
Yes. Both these things stand to be true. You can support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, first, thank you. Second, tell someone else around you. And if you're alone, tell yourself. We appreciate that too. Don't forget, we have a Discord. You can join that by going to pressxnumber2start.com/Discord. It's pretty cool. We're chill. Unless we're not, but usually we are. So yeah, check it out. All right. With that being out the way and all the good news or all the good vibes and stuff out there, let's get into not so good news.
All right,
Sean,
so
take it away.
Number one for today's gaming news, Asha Sharma. What is her title? CEO?
CEO, yes.
President, whatever. All right. She put out a very long memo today on Twitter. We ain't gonna call it X.
Yeah. Never will.
And basically, she was very transparent, brutally honest about what's been going on at Xbox and what's going to happen. Now, for long-time listeners, me and Avery have been beating this drum. We've been saying this for years.
Me too.
To a lesser extent, DJ.
Yes. Y'all started it, but then I jumped on the bandwagon as well.
Jordan, where you at?
That's how you are. You're a bandwagon.
Yes, I am a whole bandwagon. Thank you.
Jordan, is this your king? All right, so where is it? I'm gonna give some cliff notes and I'm gonna expand into it ultimately, but cha. They said they learned that they are not the best home for every studio. In a typical year, they lost 64 cents for every dollar they invested.
Yeah.
That is insane considering
that.
I'm wondering from what year she's counting, but I'm almost sure
I would guess that this is probably talking about when they started to acquire and because so their first studio that they bought, I believe, was Minecraft.
Mojang, yeah, whatever.
That was profitable, and that probably carried water for studios like Arcane.
I'm wondering how big Mojang was.
Yeah.
Pretty big back in the day.
We have Compulsion Games. We have Double
Okay.
Fine.
At the time
Hellblade.
of buyout in 2014, Mojang had roughly about 40 to 50 employees.
Oh,
So they were, I would call it small to
yeah.
medium
That's
size.
actually kind of small.
They
In good
now
old days.
have, well, no, it says as of 2021, approximately
Okay.
600 people.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's
insane.
before COVID expansion, rapid expansion that a lot of places experienced. They
Yeah.
said today in some parts of the company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of this generation, even as our player base and playtime have declined.
Mm.
Okay, so the start of the generation was COVID. I
Yep.
think a lot of people were expecting that boom to just
Boom.
Continue.
that shit was magical, I'm sure. This must have been like the markets in the 80s and 90s. Um That complexity has slowed decisions, blurred accountability, and made it harder to deliver for players. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5 and where possible 3. Um, this also goes with oh god, who was it? King and who was the second one?
Bethesda.
Me.
No.
You.
She's gonna have 2
Oh, Candy Crush. King. Did you say King
not
already?
yes, King and the other team.
And Mojang.
No. Okay, it is them. Okay, so they're
Yeah.
gonna be directly reporting to her from now on.
Yeah, because they're more
Um,
like service like.
yeah, she is making some hard cuts. Um, they're gonna begin restructuring again. So as of today, they cut 1,600 jobs, and they're gonna do an additional. Wait, is
1600
this the fiscal year? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
throughout. Yeah, so
Yeah, because
what
this is the
by
start of
next
the new
year
fiscal
March?
year. Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
gonna they cut 1,600 today. They're gonna do an additional 1,600 throughout the fiscal year. Um, that sucks, but at the same time, this sounds like this is a lot of the middle management as well. Granted, it sucks for anybody to lose a job in this economy,
Yeah.
but
Right.
this is gonna sound effed up, but at least it's not a majority of like the people actually doing the work. Does that make sense?
No, but the thing is, it kind of is because they're getting rid of the
No,
studios.
no. They're not closing any studios, they said.
Well, they're letting go of the studios. So
I hear you. That is the
yeah,
next little
yeah.
part. What I'm saying is
Yes, yeah.
the majority of the people getting let go, it sounds like, is these layers of management. It is not the people making the stuff.
Like the actual developers. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean,
Higher ups.
yeah. I do
Um
wonder because like I do wonder if that bunch of 1600 because I think
mhm,
there was rumors last week that ID at Xbox, that whole like indie developer stuff, they were
yeah.
also having layoffs. So I'm not familiar with that side of Xbox to know, does that actually involve developers or is that more along the lines of like people assisting the indie developers? But yeah, I think you're right in terms of like a lot of management and those management layers being shedded away to simplify things, which is what they need to do, apparently.
I'm thinking of, I was looking for the list because somebody made like a list of what could possibly be for 14 managements of layers. But
Oh,
somebody posted Office Space. I'm not sure if you've seen Office
oh
Space. It was
yes,
like,
yeah,
I have 8 bosses.
yeah.
But I mean, you could have, your supervisor, senior
Oh, jeez.
supervisor, executive, senior executive, VP, senior VP.
Yeah,
Like, all right, whatever.
yeah.
They also say Compulsion Games, which I had to look this up. Compulsion Games made we said this earlier, god damn it.
Contrast
Um
and
Contrast, We Happy Few, and then South of Midnight. But Contrast did terribly. It was a launch game on PS4.
Mhm.
It was a decent game, but it reviewed horribly. 5 years later, they came out with We Happy View. It reviewed horribly. They got acquired by Microsoft for some goddamn reason in 2018, right after they released We Happy Few.
Yeah.
And it took them an additional 7 years to make a South of Midnight, which is very unfortunate to launch in such a climate of
Other games.
I'm gonna call it post woke, where you got a lot of people in this red pilled gaming community where you have people upset for whatever reason
They
that
they
the
judge the game
protagonist is
based
black.
off of the
Yeah,
main character and the fact that she's a woman and she's black. It's like, oh
yeah,
no, this has to be a trash game. And it's just like
Oh
you don't even know what the
no!
game's about.
yeah.
Throw
You
it
got to remember
away.
what was
Yeah.
that side? What was that Metroidvania that we played? With the
Metroidvania.
independent developer from Africa.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tales of
yeah, Kenzara or
there
yeah,
we go. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
What is with everybody not wanting a woman lead in any media form?
Because men
A lot of men hate women. I just
yeah.
Like
Yes.
it's kind of off topic, but you know how people been hating on the Supergirl movie, like, and
Yeah.
a lot of them haven't seen it to actually hate it.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's very complicated, but like Sean's on the right track about like there's a thing about men hating women when it
they
comes
only
to
want
things that they feel
representation
like
for.
men should be in that space.
They only want representation for them.
Yeah. Like
They may not realize that's what it is, but
yeah, it also stems. Go ahead.
If I can't relate to this person as if I'm them, or I can't imagine myself screwing the female character, then I don't want to see it.
I can't see myself as Jason Bourne killing all these people.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, harder, man.
You'd get locked up.
I'm a black man.
Right,
They're gonna point me out so fast.
I'm joking.
It's him.
I can't blend in.
But all right, so that's Compulsion Games. Then you got Double Fine, who is most famous for Psychonauts, Brutal Legend. They had a couple other games. I'm tired.
I remember this Xbox. I think at that point it was still E3. Was he? I think it was still E3. Like that showcase where Phil Spencer came out talking about how they got Compulsion Games, Double Fine. I think that was before they bought Bethesda. But like I remember being like, okay, one, I don't know who Compulsion Games is, but like Double Fine's like, oh, they got the Psychonauts team. That's pretty cool. And go ahead.
I don't know, but they've I don't know if they've been given the boot or left. You got Helen Chang, who's been promoted to Chief Operating Officer with end-to-end P&L. I'm not sure what end-to-end P&L responsibility is across content, hardware, platform, and services. They've been there for 2 decades. I'm not sure what they've been doing there for the past 2 decades. Let me see what the hell is end-to-end P&L.
So Compulsion Games and Double Fine are both going to be independent studios. So think of what happened to the studio Toys for Bob, who made the Crash remake or something like that. They were originally part of Xbox. Then they got let go of Xbox, let go from Xbox, and they turned around and signed a gaming deal with Xbox to produce the Spyro games. So it seems that like Xbox is shedding these studios internally, making them independent entities, and then doing a deal like doing a deal in that way. That way, if the game fails, Xbox doesn't have to save them. It's going to be on them. And if the game succeeds, right? Yeah, if the game succeeds, Xbox will make money off of that, which is kind of the
a win
thing.
lose,
huh?
A win lose.
It's more so a win-win for Xbox because
Not
they
for
don't
Xbox. I'm
have.
talking about for the company.
Oh, for the yeah. I
Mm.
mean, like that is the. It's funny because that is the method of the past when we did have a lot of studios pop up to try to make a game. The game fails and the studio just gets closed down. And it doesn't, the studio doesn't last long enough to be a footnote in history. And like that happened
Yeah.
so many times in the past. But yeah.
So,
So
Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to being independent studios. And Ninja Theory, which we know does Senua Saga, and Undead Labs, which does State of Decay, they're entering terms to join a new ownership with funding to complete their stuff. In France, Arcane's management is beginning required consultation with its works council to review potential strategic options.
so with the Arcane thing, before we move on,
Yeah.
the reason why that is different, like people have come to the conclusion, is that Ninja Theory and Undead Labs are US based,
hmm
whereas Arcane is in the EU, and EU has better protections
hmm
for people being fired. So it seems that Xbox has to do a bit more legwork to shed themselves of Arcane.
I
So,
love when American businesses acquire overseas
yeah.
businesses
Yeah.
like Arcane, and they try to do some shit like lay them
Yep.
off,
Yep.
and then they run afoul of European laws because they realize
Yep.
you can't just do
You
that.
messed up. Right. Hey, what are
Um,
you talking about?
uh,
Yeah.
Fairly early in her memo, she basically said our business is not healthy. We're operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. Um, they basically cannot compete with these larger studios and smaller studios with the output that they're having while they're basically running through 14 layers of management, and I'm sure they're making games by committee.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, they need to make the games first to make games by committee.
Sure. And then the next little bullet point of part A of it was Xbox Game Pass user count hasn't grown in years. The subscriber count seems to be at a standstill. Oh, this comes from us from Insider Gaming, by the way. Both stories
Mhm.
came from Insider Gaming by way of Sam Sepiol and Mike Straw. Xbox Game Pass is still at 30 million subscribers. I'm not sure when did they get to 30 million ish?
That number was back in like I almost want to say
2023.
2022,
It
2023.
says
Okay.
2023. A LinkedIn post disclosed that Game Pass has surpassed more than 30 million members. In 2024, Microsoft provided an official update stating that the service had grown to 34 million, a 36% increase since the last officially reported numbers. The company's goal was to reach 100 million subscribers by 2030. I don't know
Yep.
how.
Oh, is the
Well,
value
well,
still there?
They thought they
no.
would be around 77 million by this year, but they are stuck at 30 million.
I can tell you how they got that 100 million subscriber number because it
Mhm.
came straight from Phil Spencer with his philosophy of you aim high, and if you don't hit that high number, at least you hit somewhere close to that.
Yeah,
Keeps
they're
not close.
really close to
Yeah.
77 million.
If you hate math, yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Jordan, best value in gaming.
That's value in gaming, man.
Best value in gaming. I mean, you want me to keep going?
Yeah, if you want, sure.
Story number
Before
2.
y'all,
More. Oh, what you want to say? What you want to say?
I was gonna say, do you think Xbox expanded too quickly?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they did. It doesn't matter. I don't know how long you've been following gaming, Savion. Xbox did what PlayStation did. PlayStation was coming off of that PlayStation 2
Mhm.
high, and they were sniffing their own farts and thought they could do no wrong. They came out with the PlayStation 3. What was the PlayStation 3 launch numbers? I wanted it was like 500 and like 600. Wasn't
It was
it? Let me
600.
see.
Yeah.
Launch. Let me look that up real quick. I'm very curious.
Mm-hmm.
$500 for the 20 gigabyte model and $600 for the 60 gigabyte model.
Mm.
They were and then to boot, it was hard to
Develop for.
develop for. Meanwhile, the Xbox 360 came out with a core system which was 300, did not come with a hard drive, and then the premium quote unquote, which was 400, came with a 20 gigabyte hard drive.
Yep. One of the PlayStation guys said that you will take a second job to pay for the PlayStation.
Oh
3.
yeah. They were just so confident. I forget who it was. It was like you're gonna want to work hard for this.
Yeah.
So they were smoking boners, as Avery would say, and they learned from that. Though they kind of pulled it together towards the end of the that generation, and then basically Xbox was coming off of their Xbox 360 high, which they launched too early to try to beat the PlayStation 3, which led to a bunch of red ring of deaths. But they came off of that Xbox 360 high, came out with the Xbox One. Sports was the buzzword.
TV.
They talked nothing about the gaming. I don't even think they showed off any exclusive.
Oh my gosh!
I think they showed off Rygar or something like that, and a Killer Instinct.
I think you're right. I think
it's crazy how I remember all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, they didn't they have a Forza car there? I remember there being a car. Maybe that was different.
Forza,
maybe that was
so
next year or something.
Yeah. But yeah, they basically shot themselves in the foot with. They were gonna say that the game Xbox One had to always be connected. There was gonna be no sharing of games because somehow they're gonna lock discs to consoles.
Yeah.
This was right around the time that Microsoft. I'm gonna say exposed, but it's not really the right word. But they were exposed to be kind of working closely with the NSA. So you were gonna have and the Kinect was going to be quote unquote mandatory. They said that the Xbox One would not work if it was disconnected. So now you got this ever listening. Granted, cell phones do the same thing, but I mean, not at this scale that they do now. Back in 2013, not that we knew of.
Yeah, exactly. Have that philosophy.
So now you just have this ever listening thing that can also map out an image of your house.
Alexa.
Alexa.
Yes, but this was 2013, so they put their own foot in their ass and just never recovered because that was the beginning of people collecting digital libraries and like iPhone and Android. Then it's tough to switch.
And then the infamous PlayStation move that countered Xbox and doomed them for eternity was Shuhei Yoshida and Adam Boyce. I think there was two. And yes, as Sean said, they said this is how you share games. And they just passed.
They hurried up and recorded that in a hotel room.
Yep.
And then you got jackass Don Matrick telling Jeff Keighley, if you don't have an internet connection, go buy Xbox 360.
Yep.
Just a disaster. But
absolutely.
That was a quick history lesson, which I'm sure we've ran down before. Story 2. PlayStation confirms that we are well on our way to Sony PlayStation 9 by confirming support for ending existing physical games. So they're winding down the studio. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to say that this is actually an update from Sony on the whole them ending production of physical discs. They're basically saying that they will support existing physical games. So
okay, so hold on, because they need to know context.
Yes.
Recently, Sony had put out a statement on their Did we talk about this last time?
No, because it
Just
happened
in
after.
case we did or we didn't, whatever. They put out an announcement that they were going to cease production of all physical titles after January 2028.
That was last
So
week.
Was
okay,
it?
so
Mhm.
I'm just saying, just in case, because I'm not going to assume. Oh, we may have 1 billion new listeners on this episode, and they didn't catch last week's, and that's fine.
Hey,
It's
go
fine. We're
back. Go
catching them
back to the
up.
last
We're
ones.
catching them up. So this is an update that Sony stated that publishers can still get existing physical media printed after January 2028. So, according to a new GamePower report, Sony sent a partner message to game publishers stating that they will still be able to place reorders for existing PlayStation Disc games. They have clearly informed partners that any game released before the deadline will be able to have its disc printed. However, they did say one thing will be changing. The ordering process for the disc will be announced later.
Mhm.
All right.
I do got a question though, because
Mm.
nowadays most of GameStops is just Funko Pops and graphic tees.
They had to pivot somehow to stay alive.
It's like most people, get digital. There are people who still want the physical, but
mm.
are
Yeah.
people really seeking to go out to get physical before
So
this news?
some people are, and we'll keep going. I'm gonna
Mhm.
jump ahead slightly.
Mhm.
Um, Former PlayStation boss Sean Layden said they had a years long debate over scrapping disc, and this time it's probably a straight spreadsheet decision. He said he's old
Yeah.
enough to remember when digital sales was 0%. They don't have it in this. Now that I see it, but the last graph that I saw, I think digital sales were like 85 to 90% of game sales, at least on
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
At least
It's
from COVID and now.
it's that GameSpot article.
Yeah.
So Sony just reported a new record-breaking high figure, but
Mhm.
it's unsurprising. Sony has released its financial results for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2026, including the fact that the majority of PlayStation game sales are digital. Of course, this comes as no surprise since digital games overtook physical between 2018 and 2019 in the PS4's mid-cycle.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is where I saw it. The 85%.
Yeah. So when the PlayStation 5's launch with an option to have no disk drive at all, it was evident that the digital era had been king. Now, Sony has reported that a record breaking 85% of PlayStation game sales were digital in Q4 of the last full fiscal year.
I think a lot of people did the discless version just because it was cheaper,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
later
yeah. A
on they
lot of them
did
just
get
got
it.
their hands on whatever they could get their hands on and just realized, maybe I
Yeah.
don't need the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get the extra piece later on
The
to
disk
attach
drive.
it
Not
for
many
the
people
disc.
bother to do that. I will say a lot of people are saying discs are cheaper. That's more than likely a byproduct of retailers ordering their typical number of discs
Mhm.
and then they're not selling because, as we just read,
People are just going
85% of
digital.
sales are digital. So
Yeah.
now they're just sitting on these discs and discounting them very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that getting the disc are cheaper just because they're discs, but no
There was a
store wants
reason
to
why it
sit
was
on
cheaper.
inventory. Yeah.
Right.
So it sucks that they're getting rid of it, but at the same time, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Because if you look on the, like the PlayStation Store, you see
Mhm.
games full price, and then you go on like Walmart, Best Buy, they're like $22, $25.
They're selling the
Man.
physical games. They don't want to sit on
yeah.
inventory. Uh,
Yeah.
Space is at a premium. I talked to a friend and he said, real estate is one of those things that is diminishing. They're not making more
Mhm.
land.
Yeah. That's true.
Space is
That's
at a
true.
premium. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, man, like this has been such a interesting thing to watch essentially explode online where you have places like I think Domino's, they poked a little jab at PlayStation by saying
Yeah.
that, hey, all of our pizzas will remain physical or whatever. And it's just like, ha ha ha. I get it or whatever. And like other companies have done the same. And then we've even had retailers come out to be like, no, we gotta defend physical media. And it's like, we do, but you also
Uh,
have to as
The
well because that's
consumer
your
isn't.
business.
The
Exactly.
consumer isn't
And that's the
defending it.
thing. That's the thing. And it's just like we are kind of forgetting the fact that the actual consumer has given up on physical for whatever
For
reason. But
convenience. For
yeah,
convenience.
yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But like that's where we are now. And it's like, there's a conversation of, well, this is a nail in the coffin. You don't own anything. And it's just
Mhm.
like we kind of haven't owned much since the internet era of gaming, where it's like if a game can download an update, then that update can ping a server and invalidate older copies of that game. So even if you have the base game years ahead, unless it's cracked,
You don't own anything digital.
yeah.
South Park had a whole episode about reading the end user
Oh,
license agreements.
yeah, yeah,
I remember that episode.
Yes,
yeah.
nobody reads the EULA.
No,
It's,
Girl,
I mean,
except
it's rough that nobody reads it, but companies have always had the ability to do stuff like this,
yeah, exactly.
and validate your license. A lot of people really still do believe that they're buying,
Something
right.
that's theirs essentially.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we're getting a rude wake up call.
yeah.
This also,
it's the same
actually,
thing
let me see.
like
Did you
buying stuff
post this?
in GTA Online. Like,
Okay, so
I will say that
yeah,
I think there is a overwhelming sentiment of people is finally having a break with their nostalgia for video
mhm.
games, and that like I grew up on physical media. Like that was the thing that I always know that I could have in my hand. I can hold my games. But now PlayStation is ending that. And PlayStation is sort of like the trailblazer for things that come from the other, publishers. But the the story that we have in terms of PlayStation confirmed support for existing physical games,
Mhm.
that kind of feels to me that like this actually might not be a
As
thing that
big a story as people making out to be.
yeah, like I think PlayStation is definitely going to do this. Like there was a story about them already converting their like disc factories for other stuff. They've been wanting to do this for a long time now. But I
So,
don't necessarily think like, EA's, Ubisoft's, Square Enix. I don't think they're gonna follow suit. But yeah, I could be wrong.
so we also have knee jerk articles coming out.
mhm.
In Europe, what is it? The GDPR? Yeah,
GDP.
Data Protection Regulation. So
Oh, okay.
after this came out,
Mm.
stories also came out that Sony can delete your PlayStation account if you haven't used
Mm,
it in 3 years. But this is really
yeah.
specific to Europe because of the GDPR. If you haven't logged in and played your PlayStation, and I guess connected to the internet for 3 years, 36 months, they will
Okay.
contact you to be like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
sign in, log in, or contact us to let us know that you're still using it within 6 months of the notification. Otherwise, they will just straight up delete your account.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's
And
really a
that's
byproduct of that GDPR because companies are not allowed to just hold on to your shit indefinitely.
yeah. And that's been in there for a while too. Like people
Yeah.
are like pairing it with this whole PlayStation killing physical discs, and it's just like that's that. Because I was going to put that in there, but then I read the
Mhm.
actual article. I was like, oh, this is
Nothing
not a new
burger.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
um,
Yeah, so it sucks, but if only what 2 people out of 10 is buying discs, it's just like,
What's the point?
yeah, like it sucks,
They're
but I can understand why
also
PlayStation's doing this.
they're also shutting down the PS3 store and PS Vita store.
Yeah.
But once again, this more than likely comes down to the numbers, the spreadsheets.
Mhm.
Nobody's
Also,
probably buying shit
also
on those. Yeah.
to note, this is not the first closure of the PlayStation 3 store. Like it was supposed to close years ago. People made a fuss about it, and PlayStation was like, "All right, we'll keep it going a little longer." And like I think that was like almost 5 years ago or something like that. It was a while
Hey,
ago.
they
When
might
So
extend
PS3
the physical
launched?
stuff.
PS3
N-
launched
November
2009,
2006.
2006. Okay, yeah.
So a digital store for PS3 has been open uh
For a very long
through
time.
it'll be almost three
Yeah,
generations.
yeah.
2, 3 generations. 20
That's
years.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Nobody is probably buying stuff off of there, but they're making
Yeah.
a bit. I understand game preservation. Um, for the people who really care about this shit, piracy exists.
Exactly.
For the
Exactly. Like
people who are
that's
really keeping this shit, they were already pirating it. They weren't
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
log on to go
Ultimate
buy a goddamn thing.
ultimately that's what it will come down to because when you look at the numbers to all of this,
Hmm.
no actual publisher or whatever cares about game preservation
Hmm.
because that is losing money for them when they have the a potential
To
to
remake some
re-release exactly or
shit.
like create remasters and remakes. And it's just like, no, we don't want to preserve any of this stuff because we want to make money in the future on our old
I will
games.
also add that other mediums and other companies do this already because Disney has the Disney Vault.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So this is not without precedent. I get it.
Hmm.
It's a pain in the ass. Um, Also, because they're closing the store, that just means no new purchases will be possible once it closes. Let me see. To ease that transition, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. So the games themselves are still on the servers. You can always go into your library and download shit.
Yes.
No, not enough people, I guess, are buying stuff off of there to keep staff supporting it. That
Right.
costs
Right.
money.
Yeah.
We're not
Especially in a
defend.
time
Yeah,
when everybody is so tight with their pennies. It's like, yeah, if they don't see value in it, they're gonna let go. Um, but speaking of seeing value, hey, you give us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do it. Thank
sure.
you. If you're listening, do the same things if you can. I don't know. Just to subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
obvious thing. Yeah. Super easy. Just press a button. Keep going with your day. Um, number three. Yeah, number three. I don't know why I jumped there. Xbox testing disc to digital feature that digitizes a physical game collection. This comes us from The Verge. Hey, real quick, PlayStation, copy this idea.
I'm sure they're working on something in the
Wink,
back.
wink. Yeah. Um. So this is by Tom Warren from The Verge. Microsoft will likely soon follow Sony and stop the production of physical discs for Xbox games. But instead of leaving physical discs behind entirely, sources familiar with Microsoft's to tell plans tell me the company has quietly been working on a disc to digital feature that will allow Xbox owners to digitize their existing physical game collections. Xbox employees recently started testing this new feature after references to enable disc to digital appeared in the Xbox PC app code in May. I'm told that Microsoft Disc to Digital feature will work on Xbox One and Xbox Series X discs only, not not those for the Xbox 360 or original Xbox consoles. That is,
I mean, it's fair.
yeah, because they've had backwards compatibility for 360.
You can't support it forever. Shit.
Yeah,
Even on PC, I see people trying to run games from 25, 30 years ago, and they have to install a compatibility layer
Yeah,
and run a virtual machine and all this stuff. You can't do that with these closed off systems.
right.
It's bound to happen at some point. It just feels anti-consumer, but you can't support everything forever.
Yeah, there's a I don't know. There's a weird entitlement when it comes to like video gamers about if I buy this thing, then technically it is yours forever, but it won't. It's not guaranteed to work forever, or it's like it's not guaranteed that the provider of the game has to support it forever. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just it's just a weird thing. I don't know, but I mean that's a cool feature though. That is something that
Yeah.
I would assume PlayStation would be rattling around in the back of their minds, like, oh, what can we do for the people who are physical and we need to convert them to digital? They're going to lose all their games. We probably don't want that. We should do this whole disc to digital thing too.
Okay, so it sounds the digital entitlement is tied to a specific disc. So
Hmm.
this is kind of like I guess what they were trying to do with the Xbox One when they first announced it, which was lock a disc to a console. Because if you try to, it says the digital entitlement will move from account to account if you swap the physical game with a friend or log into a different Xbox profile and try to play a disc-based game. So
Mm.
DRM.
That's probably why it starts at Xbox One because they're already doing that with the disc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4. Sony says it won't sell hardware at significant losses as PS6 costing $1,000 rumor continues. Um.
Payment
So
plan.
this good.
Payment plan. I'm not spending
What you?
1,000. I said
Yeah.
payment plan.
Oh. So,
I mean, if you start
another
saving from
thing.
now.
Another
Dang.
thing to go
Things
into
happen.
this. Another thing to go into this is that I think last week or the week before there was rumors, or I guess more solid rumors about the PlayStation 6 coming in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
But that is changing now, given that PlayStation put out this information about they're going to stop making disc support for 2028. So it's like, why would they put out a new console
Yeah.
in 2027 when they're going to do this big thing in 2028? Might as well just hold it to 2028. So people are thinking that they're actually going to just push the PS6 to 2028. Now, I don't think that console is going to cost $1,000.
Nah. It'll
I'd
cost
say a good
999.
Right?
I
You
think a
save a
good
penny.
700, 800.
I think it's going to be around 700. I think like they're going to continue to push that price up, but I don't think they're going to make the jump to $1,000. Like no one thinks that's a good idea, and if no one thinks that's a good idea, no one's going to buy into that idea. So it's like, why would you even?
These
Why
controllers
would you
about to
even?
be $100.
Right?
Good
Don't
God.
nobody touch my controller. Oh man, but yes, basically, Nishino, the CEO of one of the CEOs of PlayStation,
Mhm.
basically is saying that they don't plan on selling the PS6 at significant loss. That where's the actual quote? Okay, so as for pricing, it's not realistic for us to absorb all component cost increase, and we have already implemented some price increases outside Japan. At present, however, sales are proceeding as planned, and we do not believe this has led to a decline in customer demand. As a principle, we do not intend to sell hardware at significant losses. At the same time, we are carefully monitoring the market and continue to evaluate our approach. We believe it is important for us to make every effort to ensure that customers fully understand the value we provide in relation to pricing. Meaning, we're not going to make the thing cheap, because if we make the thing cheap, it's going to look like we are making a cheap box, which it's not true. You make a
Yes,
cheap
people
thing.
also associate price with quality. So,
I do
um,
think so, though. The more you know, the more you pay, the better quality you get.
Sometimes.
Not always.
Have you seen the Balenciaga jeans shirt?
I don't do design. I'm sorry.
All I'm saying is, do you remember the I Am Rich app on iPhone that was $30,000? Was it $30,000 or $1,000? I
Mm,
think he
I
made
am rich.
30,000. Yeah, there was an
I
app
think it was
called I Am
1,000.
Rich.
Yeah. Yes, I remember
and
that.
he oh no, okay, yeah, 999. 8 people bought it.
Mhm.
And it just showed a glowing red gem.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Just-
some
I
people
guess
will buy.
they are rich because 8 people.
I guess.
Yes,
I
you are
guess.
correct. Yes. They read that title and said, yes, actually I am. Let me prove it. Watch this. But yeah,
Anyway,
back to PlayStation 6. I think we are dealing with a market that is heavily inflated right now, and everyone is just going off the numbers that they have right now. And they're assuming, kind of like COVID, that
Mhm.
things will just be like this. And it's just like, no, things change. Like if Nvidia, Micron, SK Hynix, or whatever Samsung,
Yeah.
if they fail at this whole AI thing, they're going to need people to buy their stuff. If there's no money in the hills of AI, they're going to go back to the gamers because they know the gamers will buy their stuff. So they'll start making that stuff back, and prices will start dropping. So it's a thing of like, okay, sure, it's going to cost
Prices won't
$1,000.
drop significantly because the market has already shown what it will bear. Very, very rarely do prices drop on anything.
But I hear you on that. But my only thing is that like the prices are where they are right now, and they are holding steady because the bubble is still bubbling. Like
DJ, the prices aren't going to come down to what they used to be.
Ever again.
Maybe drop off 10%.
Well, yes,
maybe.
yeah, ever again. Yes, or what they used to be. Yeah. That I'm just
You
saying
used
that the
to be
prices
able
will
to
drop.
buy a Corolla for $14,000-$15,000.
Yeah, I know.
It
We're
is
trying to buy a
now
car now
over
too.
20,000.
8,000 minimum.
8,000.
I give a random number.
8,000 to taxes. Like,
Anyway,
yeah.
number
And so that's
5.
that. Nintendo says revised Switch 2 with replaceable battery will be available from autumn 2026. It comes from My Nintendo News. Excuse me. So basically, this comes from Slicker. That's cool. Oh geez, I didn't do the read only mode. Basically, Nintendo of Europe, they have to abide by European law or EU laws, and they need to have replaceable batteries in their digital devices. So anything that had a battery in it, it has to be replaceable. That way, the consumers can replace the battery.
Mhm.
So they have to follow suit. So Nintendo said instead of basically reconfiguring their switches, they're basically going to end production of the Switch and provide new Switch 2s that have these replaceable batteries. And it goes from the Switch 2 console as well as the Joy-Con controllers as well.
But I mean,
So-
shit, this
Question.
opens
Have
up
you
a
guys
new
picked up y'all's
avenue.
Switch 2?
What?
When's the last time you guys picked up y'all Switch 2?
Yesterday?
Okay, you don't count.
What the hell
Oh
does
wait,
that
yeah.
mean?
Well,
You don't count.
Why not?
Cause I saw your recent game, so
What does that mean?
it just means like you recently played
You don't
it.
fit his narrative, Sean. You don't fit his narrative, so you don't count.
Bigot?
When last time you played your Switch, DJ?
Played it. I couldn't tell you, but I picked it up to
Move it to the
I
next
had
room.
to, I had to grab something from under.
I picked it up to dust under it.
It turned off like turn off.
I didn't mean to do that. No, this opens up a new avenue for sales for them though, because now they can sell batteries.
Oh yeah. Nintendo batteries.
Like
Oh yeah.
it's like
Has Mario on it.
PlayStation with their Pro controller. You
I
can
didn't think
change out
about
the
that, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
little
They can
sticks.
sell branded batteries. Here's a
Yeah.
Donkey Kong
Right.
battery. Here's a Mario battery. I thought of that. It's special that people love collecting shit.
You're right. Hey man.
Behold,
You're
my
one of
Switch
them.
2 batteries. Nah, man. I just, shit.
Okay. Quick hits. Number 6. Capcom says, "Psych, we actually are releasing Onimusha Way of the Sword early with the action game, now set to escape the pre-GTA 6 rush." This comes from Game Trader Plus. And yeah, we talked about this, and then there was some kind of content or text that Capcom put out that reaffirmed the September 23rd release date, only for them to come out and be like, "Yeah, no, it's coming out September 4th now." So
Mm.
cool. I still have that demo. Still have not played that demo. I will play
I
it
keep looking at
eventually.
it.
Yes, I'll play it eventually. But yeah, that's cool. That's good to see. And then number 7,
Yes.
Subnautica 2 Studio Unknown World CEO resigns as Crafton agrees to pay $250 million bonus. That comes us from GameStreet.biz. That was the bonus that they're trying to get. They're trying to
Get out of
dodge
paying.
payment with the use of ChatGPT, and looks like that failed.
I wonder
Miserably.
how much money they spent in court trying to avoid doing it.
Right? Oh goodness. All right. Well, that is it for the gaming news. Now let us talk about what we've been playing. Sean, what you been playing?
More Mario Tennis Fever.
Oh, snaps.
My point exactly. You recently played your Switch 2.
I
Well, he
think
did say that.
my gripe with some Nintendo games and some games overall is just the over explanation and the
Tutorializing.
yes, like every step of the way. Just let
Yeah.
me say the thing. Like they love this talking flower now.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So So Toad will give me directions, and the talking flower will regurgitate it in some form or fashion, or be like, "Yeah, come on, let's go!" Like that adds an additional
layer of chat.
few seconds. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, like they're using it as a guide now. Even
Yeah.
like, good God! So like in the story, they have you go around doing little. You have mini games to up your stats.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is, all right, it'll say go this direction. The flower will say follow me, but then you also have flashing chevron lights on the floor showing you which direction to go.
Just in case.
And then when you get there, the flower's like, all right, come on, let's get in. And then you'll do the activity, and the flower's like, all right, let's go back and talk to such and such.
Yeah.
As well as the screen also saying, like, there's so much friction. But at the same time, this is almost like the yellow paint discourse where
yeah.
gamers need their hands held.
Yeah.
I just wish you could choose and turn it off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah. Savion? Oh, wait, are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's always
Baby's
done.
crying.
Oh, you said baby's girl. Okay, gotcha. That's Savion.
Not even gonna lie, I haven't even turned on my PlayStation in a couple days. But last thing I played was UFC 6 and Battlefield 6.
Okay.
There's nothing that comes out this month, is there?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on what you're like. I think there's like a bus game that's like an extreme sport kind of SSX like. I forget the name of it. It's kind of cool. Oh,
Is it free?
but
Whose baby is this?
Whose baby is this? What?
Whose white baby
that was
is
a
this?
crazy question.
See, okay, the way my screen is, you guys are a lot smaller, so I just see a figure he's holding. I don't see no.
Won this baby in a hot dice game.
Where'd you get that baby from? Like what? What do you
It just
mean, whose
appeared. I
baby
just
is
looked
this?
away, and it's just
Oh. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I'll just end this by saying that I have played and beat 007.
finally.
Yes, finally. For me, I feel like that game is a solid 7 out of 10. It
7,
is a
really?
good game. I honestly think that game is the
Is that a
game
do-rag?
success. So go ahead.
Is that a do-rag?
It's to protect your hair.
I was
You
make sure
wearing
it's
a
a do-rag.
do-rag? What you wearing your do-rag for?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
It was a
whoa,
hat?
whoa, whoa. Oh, he's muted. Oh, okay.
um I think that game's success is contributed to the fact that there isn't a lot of competition in the
Category?
single player narrative like action adventure space where it is more story driven than action driven, because you have games in that genre like Elden Ring that you can clearly tell the difference between the two.
Oh,
Where
for sure.
Elden Ring is more, yeah, more like action adventure.
No, it's
Where,
more like mystery horror.
well, yeah, yes, that too. But like, yeah, because like for me, when I'm playing that game, I'm not comparing that game to other Hitman games because I haven't played other Hitman games. So
Had a couple demos.
my yeah, so my bar for that stuff is Naughty Dog. So it is Uncharted. It's more Uncharted than Last of
It's
Us, if
more,
I'm honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because then, as
So
far as the shooting, it's nowhere close to Agent 4.
no,
Yeah, it's nowhere close. Because it doesn't feel the same.
like, oh, you talking about the previous Hitman games?
Yeah, Hitman versus
Okay.
007, it
Yeah.
feels more like you're actually throwing a punch when you're actually hitting the buttons. With Hitman, it's just like, it's just done. You're
Yeah.
actually moving with Bond.
Yeah.
Like, I
Okay.
don't know, the ending thing where it's a time countdown, there's a whole bunch of bad guys. I just booked it. I didn't fight nobody. I ran just straight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, when you jumping onto the helicopter.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. Like I ended up doing the same thing because I realized I was just wasting time fighting the people. And it's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna skip all this and just actually go towards the helicopter. Like
I
the
mean, I
thing
do like
is,
the sneaking part though.
the sneak.
I do like sneaking around a little bit. Cause then there was a point, that office part of it, and you gotta like help people out and whatever. It's like
Oh
towards the
yeah,
end.
when the Damien's group breaks in
Mhm. As
MC.
soon as they
By the way, spoilers. Just spoilers.
as soon as
But
they found me, they started lighting me up. I was like,
yeah.
I gotta restart real quick and try to sneak around.
Oh no. See, the thing is, like,
I died
for
at least
me,
twice.
when I play those games, at the very beginning ish, I make a determination of like, okay, am I stealthing this or am I treating this as a action platformer game? And for Last of Us 2, I treat it as an action thing. So like I didn't stealth at all unless it absolutely made me stealth. And in this game, I didn't stealth unless it absolutely made me stealth. And it was just like by the time I got to that part, I was pretty proficient in combat where like I didn't like at that point I was running through the people and like shooting a person, shoulder tackling them, like trying to grab the gun out the air and doing all that stuff. And it's just like,
It's more of me fighting one person and still getting shot at the same time.
yeah. And like I feel as much as I am kind of just like about this, I feel like I would still probably give a shot at the next game because I feel like there is a lot of place where they can improve on their formula for this game to make the next game better when it comes to combat. And I think part of it is, and this is a guy that's been playing Crimson Desert, and that game is the most complicated thing I've played other than Gundam.
I haven't played it in
Like,
so long.
yeah, like 007's combat is complicated. It's complicated because they give you a lot of options, and the timing for those things that you can do is sort of a small window. So it makes it like you have to make a determination of what you're going to do kind of before you do it. So like if you're going into a fight and you're like, all right, I'm about to shoot this person's gun out the hand. You shoot the gun out the hand. You can press triangle. It gives you like maybe 5 seconds or 3 seconds to press triangle. And it's like that stuff makes the gameplay fun, but at the same time, like what you're saying, Savion, like it kind of clutters itself because you are kind of locked to fighting one person, and then there's another person behind you with a gun shooting, and you're just like,
Bob and weave,
all right,
bob and weave. But if
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like
you have
shooting
the
from up top, I was like,
snipers, yeah. But yeah, I have most of my issues with that game. I think more so was the combat than the story. I think there's parts in the story that kind of fell apart for me. I don't necessarily feel like James Bond had an arc in that entire thing. Like, I don't understand why M is still employed. She should have been fired. Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say before I end this, there was a glaring bug that happened that annoyed me because I had switched my controls from default to shooter, and because I had switched to shooter, I couldn't hang off of stuff. So I had to literally go back into the controls, switch to the default, and then hang down and switch it back to the shooter and continue my progress. It was annoying. But yeah, that's stuff they can fix. That's if they can.
I feel like
I don't
they
really
should
care.
do a quick turnaround for that next game. It shouldn't take that much longer for a second game.
That's probably another 4 years or so.
4 years? I forget
Yeah.
about it. I
That
won't.
is a quick turnaround in this era.
I'm about to say, yeah, that is pretty quick. But yeah, that's that. That's us. And this has been another episode of Press X Star Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. Don't forget to review, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching us.
Hey, they can review it.
They could, you know what? You could review it. Leave us a score out of 10. How did we do?
I give myself a good 7.
You can't review yourself. You're
I
biased.
can.
Well, yes, you can.
I gave myself a 6.5.
Dang.
You think if I was doing I was straight 10s.
He said, no, I need therapy.
6.5, 7.
And then yes, we also have a Discord. You could hop on that. Go to pressx2start.com/Discord. That'll take you there. Yeah, you be safe. You keep playing games. You keep cool from the heat.
Save your money for the PS6.
Save your money for the PS6. And if it doesn't cost $1,000, at least you have change to
get games and controllers.
There you go. He got it. He knew what he was talking about. I didn't. All right. Bye.
Adios.